everyone, Glenda Mollet here. I'm in my craft room stamping with you today, and we're going to do another card using some of the Ornate dies along with a few other things. Sneak peeks for what's coming up in January. So here's the card we're going to use. Oh, just realized forgot to get the subtle embossing folder. I'll have to do that. Okay, so it's got subtle embossing folder, it's got Ornate layers dies, it's got stitched rectangle dies, has the new painted texture embossing folder. The stamp set is new, it's called Art Gallery, and this one is new, it's called Many Messages. There's some texturizing, there's some watercoloring. The colors I'm using are Bermuda Bay, Costa Cabana, and Pool Party, and that's going to give us the various colors on the flowers and in the backgrounds. And then I'm going to show you how to color some pearls using the dark Bermuda Bay blends. Many Messages stamp set. Now this is one big huge stamp, and I'm going to show you how to stamp just that. Floral Gallery dies go with the Art Gallery stamp set. Now, of course, you're not going to have these, so you're just going to use whatever stamp set you want for flowers or something. So this is the one I'm using. It's coming January the 5th, along with the coordinating dies. The painted texture embossing folder is also coming in January. Then there's the Messages dies, and this set of dies works with this stamp. See? You can stamp the whole thing and then die cut it all at once, or you can run this through. I used Whisper White, and I just keep my extras in here for when I need them in a little container. But we're going to use this one here once we stamp that. And then we're going to use Stitch Rectangle dies for here, and that's rectangle die number 4 counted from the middle, and Ornate layers dies. So here's the pieces we're using. There's Ornate layers dies, Stitch rectangles, and these two are the flower ones. Okay, oh, a lot of stuff on this card. I've got to go get my subtle embossing folder. Just hang on a second. Okay, subtle embossing folder. Okay, in your kit you have Whisper White. I have to stop calling it Whisper White because Whisper White doesn't exist anymore. It's going to be Basic White. It's a Basic White card base. And I thought I lost something. I think my pearls fell out. Uh-oh, because look, I've already colored the pearls. I'm going to put those there till I find the ones that I just lost. Okay, Whisper White card base piece. That's 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside and 1 for the outside, and that's what we're going to use for the subtle. This one says BD, so that stands for big die. This one stands for D. That's for die middle. I don't remember what D stands for. Die cut, maybe? Anyways, that's for this one. And we're going to die cut it and then emboss it. And then F is to do your flowers, and the little piece left over is for your sentiment. Okay, so let me see if I can find my pearls before I get started. Oh, I don't know where they are. I heard them fall out, but I don't see them anywhere. That's just weird. Okay, let's get things on the go here. So I'm going to use one of the new water painters. So these are 3 different sizes. Oh, apparently that one's got something blue in it. That weird. Okay, so there is a large one and a small one. But the thing that excites me about these is this one. It's a flat one. So I'm going to do a wash on here, and I don't have to do, I can do a nice wide wash. But you have to be really careful when you put these into the lid. You have to compress it so you don't destroy it. Okay, you know, I'm going to be looking for these pearls the whole time I'm doing this card now, because they're somewhere. And they're not stuck to me anywhere. And I don't see them on the floor. Okay, carrying on. Moving on. Okay, let's start with subtle embossing folder on the 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece. And mine is an old one, so I don't need the special cutting or embossing plate. Just trying to get it straight here. So I don't need this, or if you might have the blue one. And just run it through. Come on. Okay. Sometimes they're hard to get out of there. There's that out of the way. Now, this one that says BD, which stands for big die, I'm going to die cut this upside down. So by upside down, I mean die goes on first with the cutting facing up, and then you put this over top of it. And you always cut something that's got a flat, straight edge. You always cut on the diagonal like this, because then it's easier for the machine to cut the whole thing. You don't have to worry about it jumping and making big, horrible noises. Okay, so we'll put that through, going slowly, so it die cuts nicely. Right, put out my mat and the brush. Oh, that doesn't take all of it out, but it takes most of it out. To release it from the stitch lines. We'll just put that over there, and I'll deal with those extra pieces after. Oops, just about put that on the floor. Okay, so there's our next layer. Hey, so this one I'm going to die cut. First of all, die cut and then emboss. So die cut this. And this is stitched rectangle number 4, counted from the inside out. So there's that piece. And now I'm going to take the painted texture embossing folder and run that through. And this is one of the new ones, so I need the embossing folder plate. Now if you have a hard time remembering if they're old ones or new ones, it's really easy to tell the difference. I'll just show you. First of all, the old ones are a lot thicker. So there's quite a difference in the thickness, but this one says Sizzix on it. That's the old one. This one does not say Sizzix on it. It says just Stampin' Up! So if you have a hard time remembering and you'd like some of these stickers, just let me know and I will email you the file, and you're welcome to you're welcome to use it. Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to paint this now because it needs a little bit to dry. I just have my silicone mat and Bermuda Bay. And just remember when you're doing this that this is, was it Bermuda Bay? Hang on. This is just regular cardstock, so you don't want to keep it wet for very long. Okay, so I did it in Pool Party, and I can tell that because I've got this big well in the middle here. So let's get some ink on the lid, like that. And you want it to be wet, so I'm just squishing it to get it wet. Get some water in there and do a nice wet wash. Okay, so when you do this, once across only. And what it does is it catches it on the parts that have the embossing on it. So that's it. Just once across. Because if you start doing it more than that, you're going to destroy your paper, and I don't want to destroy the paper. Okay. Come on. Now I can put that off to the side so it starts to dry and gets happy. Okay, now I'm going to stamp one flower on the inside, one flower on the envelope, one flower on here, and then one of the smaller flowers. So I'm going to make sure I got all my pieces close by, because this is a 3-step stamping thing. Start with the first layer is going to be Pool Party in the background, but I don't start with that because it's really hard to see. The last color is going to be Bermuda Bay because that's the darkest. Pardon me, I'm going to start with Coastal Cabana and the middle. So there's this stamp, and there's this stamp, and then there's the little one that does the center. So this one is the background stamp, and you can tell that because it's got more ink surface. And then this one is the very last one, and this is the center one. So I'm going to ink it up. And stamp it. Now you could set up your stamparatus for this if you wanted. It would go really fast. So there's that. Now I need my dirty paper. Put over here. One. I don't know what that mung is. That's just weird. Oh well. I'll just stamp over top of it. This is the inside one. And one on the envelope. So I was making one of my videos today and I stamped the envelope, and everything was going good till I cleaned up and realized I stamped the envelope upside down. Yep, you guys will never know because I'm not going to tell you. Okay, and now I need to do one of the littler ones. Now I don't know what color I did. Oh, I did that in, never mind. We'll do that part at the end because I need to do Pool Party now. So we need to do the background of the big one. And that's the one that's got the most ink surface. And then you just, I'm keeping it up. And there we go. Line that up. Now, while I'm here, I'll just stamp this one. Okay. Now, the inside piece. There we are. And now the envelope. Just make sure you line it up before you you push down with and stamp it. Because the longer you take to line it up, the better your image is going to be. Okay. There's those. Now we need the darkest one, which is Bermuda Bay. And this little one that does the detail on the inside. Now this one is a little bit trickier to line up because you need to line up that dipsy doodle there with that dipsy doodle there. That took me a little bit of time to figure out, but look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay. And it also does this one. Not perfectly, but it does add some interest on there. And then we just have the inside piece. Now, of course, you're not going to have this stamp, so whatever you use, and you don't have to use these colors because you can use whatever color scheme you want. Okay, I have card base. The only thing I got left to do is the sentiment, so let's just start putting this together. This embossing folder is not ambidextrous. It's different on both sides. So whatever side you use, whatever side looks good to you, that's the right side. Okay, this is going to go on here, like this. And then our die cut piece goes on top of that. I just noticed there's a piece in there. Okay, so that's going to go in the middle-ish. Like that. And now this piece, which is dry enough, just make sure you put lots of adhesive on it because you want it to sit down flat. Oops. Okay, now that is going to just fit right inside there. Like that. Isn't that cool how that gives that a little bit of texture? Now, I was inspired for this card from Gail Ellis, so it's not completely GMO. Okay. Need my magnetic platform and line this flower up. And line this flower up. And we'll run this through the machine. It's been a while since we had a nice double or triple stamp. that we could layer color onto. So there we go. There's those. Now this, let's just pop it inside because it's ready to go. Get it out of the way. Still haven't found my pearls. Did you see what I just did? Look. Oh well, I guess we're making a sideways card. It can be sideways, it doesn't have to be up and down. Okay, we're doing a hot dog card instead of a hamburger card. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. Like that. And this one I did not pop up because it's going underneath the sentiment. So it's going to get some adhesive on there. Like that. This one I did pop up. I'll just get some. Sorry about that. That's my 3:30 go outside and have a walk alarm. All right. And for some reason, even if you put do not disturb on, the alarms disturb. I guess they figure if you put an alarm, you need to remember it. And today is a gorgeous day out there. It's not sunny, but there is blue sky, so somewhere in town it's sunny, not where I am. So this is just going to go here in the corner. And it's not raining, so I will be going for my walk when I'm done. Okay, so there we are. We just have the sentiment and then the pearls, which I have no idea where they are. So maybe they fell in my garbage. It's all right. I got the technology to do more. Okay, so I want to do just a card to say hello. So I'm just using my black marker to ink this up. Because I don't want to stamp the whole thing. Now what I should do though is stamp 2 or 3 of these and just have them in a container. Okay, now I'm going to take my white, put it over the top, rub my fingers on it, and I'm holding this. Hopefully it's not going to move while I'm doing this. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now we have to die cut it. So I get the messages die. Figure out which one I want. I want that one. I want there. So then I'm just going to manipulate this till it's centered there. It needs to go up just a tad. Come on. Here. Hold that in place. I'll lift this up and I'm just going to slide it down just ever so gently. There. And it needs to go, the die needs to go, oops, not that far that way. Come on, it needs to go back now. Sure, that'll do. Okay, so now I'm going to run that through. And voila, there we are. Isn't that cool? I love that die. I've used it so much that it's not even active yet. Okay. Oh, it was a happy accident that I stamped that wrong because I like it this way. It's one of those things. Okay, and then we'll just, now, where am I going to put this? Oh yes, right about there. Okay, now I do have the one big pearl that didn't disappear on me. Okay, oh, don't know where to put it. Pearls. And I use my dark Bermuda Bay just to color a couple of them. Now some of you may have little ones, some of you may have big ones, some of you may have medium ones, and some of you may have a whole mixture. As long as you have 3, that's the important point, the important thing. Oh. Yeah. So try and let them dry before you stick them on. And just see, you get mung. Sure. There we go. So there's that card. This out of the way. There we go. So there's the 2 cards. A hamburger and a hot dog. Same stuff. So you can use any color scheme you want. Any embossing folder. I don't remember the ones I mailed out. I might have embossed for you. I don't remember, but I know I didn't color for you. So I hope you enjoyed that card inspired by Gail Ellis with a little bit of Glenda Mollet original on there. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a spectacular day. Stamp and smiles. I'll see you soon in my craft room. Bye for now.